Hello, all. Welcome to watching NCAA football on Madden 23. Today we have the UCSC Trojans versus the UCLA Bruins. Hope you enjoy. Uh, yes, I do have a mic, but I do not have double screens. I'm having to look over on another computer. Uh, I'm watching here, so let me know over in chat who you want to see next. This is the first live stream I've did in a while, so bear with me. I hope everything turns out okay, but I will not be commentating because it messed up the game sound. Also, the game sound, the players in games names, some of them is all right, but some of them blocked. As you can see, this is an Illuminati version of the NCAA. Like for the Bruins, you got Eric Turner, Troy Aikman, Marcellus Lewis for the top performers. On the USC side, you have Troy Polamalu, Amon Ra St. Brown, and Trevon Smith, but there's still more people inside the game. Like, subscribe, enjoy. See you at the end. 8-minute quarters, guys. Thank you.
Today, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New Orleans Saints taking on the Miami Dolphins.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And off we go from SoFi Stadium. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
On play action, Aikman. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
Boy, that completion comes with a high degree of difficulty, especially on the catch. Had to look that one in one-handed, able to do so, and ends up picking up a first down as well.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Aikman setting to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lewis. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now it's Aikman. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
This guy's leadership is so important to how this offense functions. He doesn't shrink from any moments on game day, and everything he does with confidence. He sets the example in practice, off the field, and is the guy leading everyone out for each possession.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. To throw is Leinart. He finds his man Johnson. And they're going to get this up to midfield. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guys. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
The throw down the field caught by his running back. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Leinart now to throw. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
2nd down and 3. Now the first carry for Bush. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for the first with Bush. It's a gain of 4 there and gives them a new set of downs. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll go again with Bush. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
Now for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's probably a little angry at himself. It was his fumble, obviously, a moment ago that led to the scoop and score touchdown that has him down early.
And now we find out about the psychology aspect of being a coach. Because when you have a guy that's just happened, some people want to take him out of the game immediately. Others say, you know something? Let's feed him the ball again next series and see if he's going to be able to atone for it. Let's see what they decide to do.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Leinart. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. A give left side, Bush. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for 3rd. Leinart. Open man, Smith-Schuster. It's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now Bush running left, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run with Allen. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
They give to Bush going right. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Leinart. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. Over the middle, complete. It's Bush. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. To throw is Aikman. And complete to Lewis over the middle. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
When you've got guys who can flat out run, sometimes all you say in the huddle is go. They ran the fly route, took the shot downfield, just unable to connect.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Aikman will throw. Found his target. It's Anderson. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 35-yard line. Again, it's Aikman. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now Aikman looking to throw. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell him everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble. On 1st and 10, Leinart. Quick slant here to Woods. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Bush trying the middle. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Leonard. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw, Leonard. And he wisely will throw that one away. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath, first do no harm, and right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Looking to pass, Aikman on 1st down. That's taken in by Higgins. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
Now Aikman to throw on 2nd down. He gets this complete to Cephas. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Aikman. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, and now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. Now a 1st down throw, Leonard.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
But these are the situations that really test a defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Here's Leonard.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Woods. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Back to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5.
They'll look to throw again. This will be caught at about the 6. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Back to throw again. Touchdown! From 4 yards out.
And the Dolphins will take the lead here in the final minute of the 1st half.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this 1st half.
And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, Aikman.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the 2nd half. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This taken in at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
They run up the middle with Bush. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Looking to throw.
Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
The Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll try the right side with Bush. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
A play fake, now liner to throw.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there. 27 yards as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Now the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. That time a 6-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Aikman operating from the gun.
Able to find Higgins.
That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And it'll be Dolphin football.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple, because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
First and goal, Bush. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
They'll try again down here with Bush. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Dolphins are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From the 6. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it. And he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They're going on 4th down. Aikman. Open man is Anderson.
And he is going to have the Saints 1st down as they find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Looking to throw again here, Aikman. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 41-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On second down, here's Aikman. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on third down.
Aikman going to throw again. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
There he goes, right side. 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, you start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. All right, this is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I'll bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And the lead is now 24. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And that last pick 6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the 4th quarter. They need points quickly. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. He finds his man, complete. It's Hicks. Finding space at the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Aikman. And this one taken in by Cephas. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Here's Aikman setting to throw it. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
First down, here's Aikman. He finds his man, complete. It's Farmer. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 26. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Aikman on 1st down. Caught right side. It's Lewis. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play. But in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now Aikman staring at 3rd and 2. Touchdown, Saints. Cam Akers from 17 yards out. And the Saints get a bit closer. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. Here's a great example right there.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Dolphins are going to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Miami set to take over. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. This is Bush.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll keep it in the hands of Bush. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll hand it off to Bush. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Bush on 3rd down. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
77 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
His longest run of the game right there, and a pretty good time for it. A huge 3rd down conversion late.
Love the mindset. Love the way he flipped the switch late in the game, needed a big run, and helped produce it with great leverage from the offensive line. But you also know what happens, too. The defense stacks the line. So if you can break through that first barrier, there's usually plenty of room to run.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Victory very likely now for the Dolphins as they take a knee here.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.
We're back. The game was kind of one-sided after halftime, but I'm going to show you some of the players that was in the game. Besides the ones you don't know, had Reggie Bush, Marcus Jones-Drew, Troy Aikman, Marcus Allen, Skip Hicks, Danny Farmer, Juju Smith-Schuster, Robert Woods, Marseille Lewis, Fred Davis, Flipper Anderson, which is Willie Flipper Anderson, used to play for Rams, Freddie Mitchell, Keyshawn Johnson, which he was quiet, only 2 catches, and Lafayette Tapati. Bruce Matthews was on there for the, and Chris Faris. Defense had Ken Norton, Jason Sehorn, Clay Matthews, Robert Thomas, Eric Turner, Brian Cushing, Troy Polamalu, Junior Seau, Ricky Manning Jr., Dwayne Bickett, Cornell Lake, Marcus Anderson, Chad Oberhall, Tim McDonald, Mark Carrier, Kenny Easley, Sean Williams, Leonard Williams, Donnie Edwards, Joey Browner, Kenyon Coleman, Jonathan Ogden, Matt Darby, Nicky Roby Coleman, David Allen. There's the guy that picked it off. I was wondering who that was. Andoro Jackson. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe who you want to see next.